In this video we're going to be fitting a Ruuvi tag. This is one of several that we're actually going to fit, but this is the first one. We're going to connect it to our Cerbo CX or Raspberry Pi computer system on the boat, and we're also going to download the app and monitor air pressure, air temperature and humidity in the engine bay. Later we're going to put one into our battery bank to monitor temperatures and conditions in there, and then one in the fridge and in the freezer. So being able to tell the temperature in given parts of the boat, and of course the humidity and pressure, will be really useful for all you sailors. Let's show you how we did it. So what is a Ruuvi tag? Well, a Ruuvi tag is a wireless Bluetooth sensor node that measures temperature, air humidity, air pressure and movement. You can read live measurements and history data directly on your smartphone using Ruuvi's mobile app for Android or Apple. But you can also connect them to the Victron system, either through Cerbo CX or through a Raspberry Pi. There are three types of Ruuvi tag on the market at the moment. The basic model is the first product model from Ruuvi. It measures air temperature, air humidity, air pressure and movement of the sensor. You can easily recognise the original Ruuvi tag from the other models. It's white in colour. The other two types of Ruuvi tag are both black. One has a humidity sensor and the other doesn't. These are the Ruuvi Tag Pros. We're going to be fitting the basic model, the original Ruuvi tag. This is a Ruuvi tag, and to activate it you simply pull this piece of plastic out from inside and show you what it looks like inside, how you replace the battery. Inside is this battery here. There's a little switch there you can actually switch it on and off with. Doesn't tell you about that in the instructions. This one has a little membrane over the hole so that it can measure humidity. It has an O-ring that seals the outside. Now that is the Ruuvi tag. You can download the Ruuvi Station app from the App Store or from Google Play, but be sure you get the right one. It's got this black and white logo in the top right hand corner. There are others which will cost you money. The Ruuvi tag one is free. When you open the app on your smartphone or iPad, this is the first page you'll come to, and it gives you a big display of the current temperature around the Ruuvi tag. You can then change the period over which the Ruuvi tag is recorded, for example here, over the last 12 hours, and you can see the data it's produced. You can also set alarms or alerts from the Ruuvi tag. So for example, if your fridge drops below a certain temperature or your engine bay goes above a certain temperature, it will set an alarm off, and you can do various things with those alarms like send messages, etc, etc. It really is a handy piece of kit. We have a couple of areas on our boat where we want to monitor temperature, and they're, for example, our engine bay, our battery bay and our fridge and freezer. Now the Ruuvi tags aren't in themselves inexpensive. In other words, they're quite costly for what they are, around about 34 to 37 UK pounds. I'm guessing that's about 32 euros or dollars at the moment. But when you think about what they actually do and what you can do with them off of the actual app, in other words using a computer to process that data, then they become very handy. And it's at that point that they're probably worth the money you spend, especially when you can integrate them in to your existing system like we can with the Raspberry Pi or you could do with the Victron Cerbro GX and screen. Let's take a look at that. So this is our Victron VRM. This gives us access to our Raspberry Pi and our Victron system wherever we are in the world via the internet. I've now come onto our console, and this console is what's available on the screen inside the boat. But as I say, I can do this from anywhere in the world as long as I've got internet access. So as you can see, this is the console that we actually see inside the boat. I'm just accessing it remotely. And the first thing I need to do is get down into the menu. Now the controls are the same on the Cerbro as they are on our Pi, so we simply click in the bottom right hand corner where it says menu. It takes a couple of seconds to change over, and then we go to settings. Scroll down through the settings by hitting the down arrow, by using your cursor if you're doing this on a computer. You then want to look for the setting that says I/O and click on that one. Bluetooth sensors, and there we are. You continuous scanning, enable it, and there already it's found the Ruuvi on the Bluetooth. Easy as that. We then go back to our device list and just scroll down through that and check that it can be seen on Bluetooth, which is pretty easy. You can see that it comes up as a generic temperature sensor. We can then click on that, then click on the tab that says device, and that's just below setup, and you can then name the device anything you like, well, within reason. So we named ours engine bay, so this is where this particular sensor is going. That's quite easy. Click on the name there and simply type out engine bay. But of course, if you're putting the sensor in a different place, you can obviously name it something different, like fridge or hot water heater or something like that. And then you simply go back through the menu and click pages, which will take you back to your screen. Now I've done this all on the computer. Of course you can do this directly at the screen, and there you can see engine bay, the temperature and the relative humidity is being shown at the bottom. This one here is from our battery temperature sensor, but as we put more Ruuvi tags on, it will display more of these statistics that we're after. That's it, simple as that. Now of course this data is being picked up by the Raspberry Pi and sent to our VRM, our web page, and all of that data is being recorded. Let's show you that. So on our VRM page we go to our dashboard and then we go to device list, and you can see that engine bay is already showing up. I added the Ruuvi Tag connection yesterday, but I'll show you how I did that by doing it again or adding a second parameter. Let's go on to the VRM and show you how that's done. On the Advanced tab of our VRM, we go to Widget, and then we go to the Device List and the Custom Widget. You see there's it's down the bottom there. There it is. You create a custom widget, and we're going to type this in engine bay 2 because we've actually already put the engine bay sensor in, but it could be any name. And then we select the device, which of course is the Ruuvi temperature sensor, and then the parameter, and we'll just call that temperature for now. You can have one more than one parameter. That's been added, and then if we scroll down to the bottom, and this is a bit slow because our internet's a bit slow at the moment, there we see engine bay 2 just been populated. There it is. That's how easy it is. Now this is the one we did yesterday, and you can see it's been. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this now, so it was just for demonstration purposes. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, and scroll down to the bottom, you can see all that data has been collected, including the air pressure look, which has suddenly gone down this morning because we're in the middle of a thunderstorm. So there you are, guys. That's how easy it is, and all this data is being recorded 24/7 on the VRM, And of course we can get at that, and so can our Patreons. And as I said earlier, there's quite a lot more you can do on the phone app, but it records all the data that you want over any period that you care to choose. And of course, once you have more than one Ruuvi tag, you get all that information on there as well. So hopefully within the next couple of months we'll get hold of another two, and I think we're going to put one in the fridge and one on the battery bank where our lithium is, so that we can keep an eye on the temperature in there. Oh, that's it for now. That's the Ruuvi tag in, the first one, and hopefully this has been of use to you. And if it has, don't forget to give us a like, a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I'll put a link in the description to our shop where you can buy the Ruuvi tags, and I'll put a link to that in the description. That's all via our website, of course, which is www.svimpavidus.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Sail safe.